Hello S3, I hope you're well. This is our third lesson on computer systems. So far we have had in week one, we had a review of the different parts inside of a computer, looking at the parts inside of a games console. So we have talked about input devices and output devices. We also in that lesson talked about the different types of main memory, being RAM and ROM. Last week in week two, you have extensively looked at the processor, the different parts inside the processor, and how the processor works. This week, we're moving on to looking at back-end storage, which is a crucial part of a computer system because every computer system needs to be able to store data somewhere. So by the end of this week, you will understand the different types of back-end storage that is available and their advantages and disadvantages. You'll be able to identify the different types, magnetic, optical, and solid state. And you'll be able to compare two different types of back-end storage devices. So before we go on and look at the different types of back-end storage devices, we're going to be talking about the amount of information that these devices store. So the smallest amount of data that computers can work in is bits, one individual zero or one individual one. 8 of those bits make a byte, and we have done lots of information about converting 8-bit numbers into binary or into decimal in S1. 1,000 bytes make a kilobyte, 1,000 kilobytes make a megabyte, 1,000 megabytes make a gigabyte, 1,000 gigabytes make a terabyte, and 1,000 terabytes make a petabyte. And above petabytes, I think we've got iota and then zettabytes. It keeps on going as the amount of data and the amount of information that exists in the world increases. So there are 3 main types of back-end storage. We've got optical, magnetic, and solid state. And the purpose of these back-end storage devices is to be permanent storage for files. Okay? You can go and access and save and change files on back-end storage, generally speaking. There are some things that we can't do. So if we look at the first type, which is optical, so as the name suggests, optical means light. So optical devices work with laser light. And the main method of that is using CDs and DVDs. So a CD typically has about 700 megabytes and a DVD has about 4.7 gigabytes. They work by shining a laser light onto the surface of the CD, and that can read the little bumps that are on the CD or DVD. The most common type of storage at the moment is magnetic. So this has a big metal disc or multiple metal discs that spin round at about 7,000 to 10,000 rotations per minute. And this is an actuator arm here that moves in and out over the disc, and I've got a wee video to show you in a second. It's called magnetic because on the end of this actuator arm is a tiny magnet, and then it magnetizes or demagnetizes the surface of the disc, which is metal, depending on if it is a 1 or a 0. A hard drive, a magnetic one, can hold between gigabytes and terabytes of information. So let's now have a look at how a magnetic hard drive works. This is a video from the Slow-Mo guys, available on YouTube, where they actually lift the lid off a magnetic hard drive and turn it on. I recommend that you never, ever do this. So watch this. We're booting up. Watch that actuator arm spin over the discs.
That's quick.
Did you see it? It moved there 22 times in the quarter of a second. Watch it again. Okay. Really, really fast because that disc is moving at thousands and thousands of RPM a minute. Here we've got it in slow-mo. So every time it's reading over that disc, it's reading a piece of information. So that is a magnetic hard drive. Technology is now advancing, and we have things called solid state hard drives. Now, unlike a magnetic hard drive where there are moving parts inside it, a solid state hard drive has no moving parts whatsoever. It's all chips, silicon chips inside it, similar to how random access memory is stored. Because there are no moving parts, it's faster than an a magnetic hard drive, and it's more reliable than a magnetic hard drive. If you drop a magnetic hard drive, it's going to stop working. If you drop a solid state, there is a less chance of it working. However, because it's lots of solid chips on a board, there are more costly than a magnetic hard drive at the moment. We are seeing that coming down more and more. So there we have the three main types of backing storage: magnetic, optical, and solid state. What you are going to do this week is you're going to use Microsoft PowerPoint to produce an infographic about backing storage. So your infographic, and we'll come on to what an infographic is in a second, your infographic must identify each type of backing storage, describe each form of backing storage, and include two advantages and two disadvantages of it. And then we have not talked about it in this video, so you might have to do some additional research. But what is a cloud storage? What is cloud storage? Okay, and most importantly, make sure you list the websites that you have used and do not copy. So here are examples of some infographics that my class have produced in the past. This was all about cloud storage. So you can see there's lots of information on it, but we have used graphics there to illustrate the points of the poster. So I'm now going to take you to PowerPoint and show you how to start this process. Here we are in PowerPoint in Glow. So we're just select that we want a new blank presentation. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of it from from presentation to S3 backing storage infographic. Okay. We are not using this layout here, so I'm just going to click the layout tab and change it to blank and change layout. Now you can have your infographic landscape like this, or if we go into design and slide size, custom slide size, you can change it to portrait if you would prefer. From here we can use the insert and we can put in shapes and we can put a text box and you can drag that to where you want. So my poster title is going to be backing storage. And I'm going to play about. Now I can just like I was play about with the size, play about with the font, all that kind of thing, just like I would do on a normal school computer. If you're finding it difficult to see, down in the corner I can zoom in, so I can make it 100%. I can zoom in, in fact I might make it 200 just so it's super easy for me to see. So I'd like you to use Microsoft PowerPoint to produce an infographic about backing storage. And just as a reminder, your infographic should identify each type of backing storage. So we're talking about magnetic, optical, and solid state. You should describe how each of these types of backing storage works. And then you should include two advantages and two disadvantages for each type of backing storage. You'll need to do a bit of additional research to describe cloud storage, and then you need to list all the websites that you have used, making sure you do not copy and paste any content. It must all be in your own words.